And we're going to hear his story about his journey. How can camels talk? That is a great question. We'll leave it at that. But Humphrey also has a problem. We're going to see that Humphrey has lost something, and he finds something of even greater joy at the very end, okay? So I'm going to read it to you. Miss Lily's going to show you the pictures, and we're going to listen. All right, so here's Humphrey's story. It starts out like this. Beloved, most beauteous and exalted King of all, well, that should be my name. Instead, they call me Humphrey. It's not a bad name, right? Not a bad name, no. That I could hear, but my glorious blanket has been lost along the trail. Now I am never warm, and I suffer terribly, so I've come up with a plan to replace my blanket, which is the greatest of all of my treasures. First, I'm going to nudge my nose in my master's tent. My chattering teeth will tell him that I am most enormously cold. Looks like there's success. He's not pushed me out, and I am hopeful that my new blanket will soon be mine. 3 royal caravans have now joined us. But these kings bring me no joy. They have tied 3 huge chests to my back, and they are so heavy. I'm sure they must be filled with rocks. Anybody know what they're filled with? Gold, yes. Frankincense and myrrh. All right, you guys are on top of this. This is great. But they're heavy. And he says, all the other camels have the finest blankets. They are comfortable and warm. Not one of them thinks of me in my pain and misery without my precious blanket, and so I cry out in sorrow. Soon I continue my plan. I add loud sniffling and chattering with my teeth. Then I squeeze my entire body inside of my master's tent. And when I do, my master rolls out, and the tent is exactly camel-sized. He's getting what he wants, isn't he? It is just as I planned. My master chases me away. He tosses me my new blanket. Once more, I am warm and comfortable, and I am filled with delight. And if it weren't for these heavy chests that I'm forced to carry, I would almost be happy. Now, the caravan has followed one star for many nights. Now we enter the town of Bethlehem. Its streets and its inns are crowded with travelers. My master gives me no thought of my tired feet and my hungry belly, and I'm forced to keep moving. At last, we reach the end of our journey. But I'm confused. There is no great palace for all of the kings. There is only a lowly stable with a family inside. 3 kings rejoice and rush forward to bow before the young woman who holds a baby. Finally, the chests are taken off of my back and placed before this tiny child, and each box is opened. And I don't see rocks. What does he see again? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. That is correct. And myrrh, that's right. And then he says, I kneel before this baby, shivering in a manger. And watching him actually makes me happier than anything, happier than water, happier than fresh hay, even my wondrous new blanket. I look into this baby's eyes, and I am overwhelmed by love. And so I pull the blanket from my back, and I lay it carefully upon the child. He smiles, and my nose and my whiskers tingle with joy. I am happy to my toes. Even without my blanket, I still feel warm. Beloved, most beauteous and exalted King of all should be his name. Instead, they call him, what do they call him? They call him Jesus. So that's Humphrey's story. Humphrey found he wanted his blanket. It's what brought him joy until he saw Jesus, right? And it brought him way more joy than anything else could have. And that's actually the story of Christmas, that in Jesus, we have great joy because he's the greatest gift that God could ever give to us. All right? Is that a fun story? Good, good, good. All right, friends, well, I'm going to let you guys go back to your parents. And thank you for listening to the story.